Tiffany Cross is the fill-in for Joy Reid. Joy Reid, of course, is the woman who brought us...
The poop toilet is full.
Now, think about how bad a reporter you have to be the fill-in for Joy Reid.
The poop toilet is full.
Well, you don't have to think about it. Just turn on Tiffany Cross. She was on the other day filling in for Joy Reid on the Readout, and she got really upset with Ron DeSantis. She doesn't like Ron DeSantis anyway. Listen to how she describes him.
All right, some of you may remember that Childish Gambino warned us all about the dangers of Florida man. And nobody embodies that moniker more than the state's governor, Ron DeSantis.
All right, so MSNBC's Tiffany Cross is quoting Childish Gambino when discussing governor and potential Republican frontrunner for the presidential nomination, Ron DeSantis. Remember, Childish Gambino warned us about Florida man, and his name is Ron DeSantis. Here's one of her qualms.
Well, now the incompetent Trump acolyte appears to be missing in action as Omicron sweeps across his state.
Yeah, that's the big thing today. If you went on Twitter, if you went to any of the newspapers, or if you saw anything online, apparently people are asking, where in the world is Ron DeSantis? Ron DeSantis supposedly has disappeared. Nobody can find him anywhere. And all the media and all the Democrats are now jumping on this as an opportunity to threaten or to accuse Ron DeSantis of abandoning the people in the state of Florida when they need him the most. Listen to, this is Tiffany Cross plays a clip from Jerry Demings, the mayor of Orange County. And I know what you're thinking. Can counties have mayor? Apparently, that's how weird it is there. He's the mayor of Orange County, which encompasses Orlando. He also happens to be married to Val Demings, who has political aspirations of her own. She's a representative from Orange County. She would like to be senator, replacing Marco Rubio in this upcoming election. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you know how those Democrats work. Anyway, here's what Jerry Demings said about Ron DeSantis.
Our residents, all Florida residents, should be outraged, and they should ask the question, now, where's our state? Where's our governor?
I mean, our state's in the same place it has been. It's like the lowest state on if you go to as far to the east as you can and you go all the way down, that L-shaped looking thing. Some people say it looks like a gun, L, whatever, a boot, even if you want. That's where the state is. The governor, is doing his thing. I don't know where he is. He could be at home. His wife is battling breast cancer. It's also the holidays. He's been working diligently. I mean, that's the other thing you have to realize. You have to realize Ron DeSantis, since day one, has been out on the front lines battling not just coronavirus, not just COVID-19, but every other terrible, horrible thing Joe Biden has tried to do to the people of Florida. He's been out there saying, look, get vaccinated, but if you don't want to get vaccinated, don't worry. We're not going to let our economy suffer. We're not going to let this state collapse like New York. We're not going to let you get locked down and locked out of your jobs. We're not going to see all these restaurants get shuttered like in Michigan. We're not going to let what happened in places like California and Oregon and Washington State. We're not going to let those happen here in the state of Florida. We believe in freedom. In fact, this is the oasis of freedom, and Ron DeSantis has been working diligently every single day of the year to maintain that. He's been keeping the economy open. He's been trying to get therapeutics, you might remember, like monoclonal antibodies, for free to Florida residents here in Florida, an idea which was so great that Joe Biden stole it and then took all the monoclonal antibodies that were coming to Florida for federal use and started handing them out to his friends in other states who used to laugh and scoff at Ron DeSantis. So Ron DeSantis is not out in the public eye at Christmas time, and now the left, they're just beside themselves. And Tiffany Cross is leading the charge. She thinks that Ron DeSantis loves COVID.
I mean, is Ron DeSantis pro-COVID? Is he out here caping for Omicron? Because it sure seems like it. DeSantis has made it more difficult to limit the spread of Omicron, which may explain why Florida is now among the top 5 hardest hit states.
Oh, it could also explain, the large population, the fact that there's a lot of tourism, the fact that it's winter and you've got all these people coming down from New York and New Jersey and Maine and all these other cold climate places to spend the vacation and the holidays here. It could be that Omicron is spreading across the entire world. And again, it doesn't really matter how many cases we have because the cases of Omicron are much, much milder than Delta or any of the other variants. And then she just flat out lies about Ron DeSantis and vaccines.
In fact, the last time DeSantis DeSantis did actually hold a press conference about COVID, he was focused on treatments, not prevention. He's been totally unwilling to promote vaccinations among his residents.
Which is a lie. And she would know that if she were actually a resident of Florida. But here's the kicker. Tiffany Cross, who's just so upset with Ron DeSantis abandoning Floridians, ain't even a Floridian. She's in Georgia. She works in Atlanta or New York now, I think. She used to work for CNN. I think she was born in Ohio. She doesn't live in Florida. She doesn't work in Florida. She doesn't own a house in Florida. She has no ties to the state of Florida whatsoever. But she, like every other Democrat, like every other liberal media news idiot, they all are petrified of Ron DeSantis because what they see in Ron DeSantis is what they saw in Donald Trump. And what they see in Ron DeSantis is a popular guy who could potentially be president of the United States, who could get elected to the White House and bring back Trumpism and America Firstism and make America great againism. He could undo all the damage that they've been trying to do, and it petrifies them. So of course she's got to go out there and lie and say this guy's hard. He doesn't think vaccines are good. Totally a lie. Ron DeSantis is vaccinated. His wife is vaccinated. He said to Floridians, get vaccinated, but we're not going to mandate vaccines. Vaccines are great. Mandates are bad. And then she attacks him for what? For wanting to treat COVID? Oh, what a horrible guy. When people get COVID, he wants to actually treat it so that they don't end up in the hospital, so that they don't end up in a ventilator, so they can go back to work in a timely manner and not lose out on important stuff like, money to pay for food and the roof over their heads. What a heartless bastard Ron DeSantis is. He's more concerned on treating COVID than preventing it. God, how did that guy ever get elected?